If your pipeline feels thin, too many founders think the first move should be to buy more leads. This is not always or maybe ever true. If you haven't dialed in your positioning and you haven't dialed in your messaging that supports that, most of the time, that buying more leads just is a more costly version of the same problem. Here's what typically happens. You, who's ever in charge, whether it's founder or someone else, sees the low pipeline, hires an agency because they don't really know what to do. They buy ads, they push outbound, they add more content to social media, and still it feels like every lead is expensive, cold, or wrong fit, or maybe all three. Make the core distinction. More leads only helps when the machine already works. If positioning and messaging are muddy, more leads cannot solve the problem. Instead, they multiply the inefficiency and multiply the costs. Define positioning in sixth grade plain English. Why this matters, who it's for, why you instead of the 10 other options they have, and why now. This last is so important. A lot of people forget about it. But because if there's no compelling reason to buy now, guess what? Prospects don't buy. They don't become customers until there's a reason for them to buy. Explain the hidden cost. When the market cannot grasp the difference, response drops and it drops a lot. Sales cycles get longer, price resistance goes up, and the founder starts blaming lack of lead volume instead of clarity. A lot of lead gen problems start long before the first click. Lead problems start when the buyer is trying to figure out what makes this relevant and what makes it different. So here's your first diagnostic question. Are the wrong people showing up or the right people showing up and not buying? Wrong people usually means either targeting or positioning is off, or maybe both. Right people not moving means your message, your trust, or your offer is off. Alex Hormozi says it beautifully. He says your offer has to be so sharp, so desirable, that people actually feel stupid not buying. Here's the second question. If I double traffic tomorrow, would conversion rates hold up, or would I just expose more confusion? That single question saves people a lot of wasted money. Now, I've seen situations where the visible issue looked like lead flow, but the real shift came from clarifying the offer structure and the messaging first. That kind of diagnosis is what leads to things like 15x pipeline growth and radically shorter sales cycles. Now, the win was not traffic magic. The win was making the value proposition easier to understand, easier to trust, and easier to buy. First, sharpen your promise, then tighten who it is for, then strengthen the proof, then make the offer clearer and easier to understand, then scale traffic using a cleaner, more cost-controllable traffic machine. If you keep buying more leads before the signal is strong, you train yourself to think demand is the issue when differentiation is the issue. Now stop asking this question, how do I get more leads? Before you ask and answer the question, how do I get more people to say yes? If leads feel expensive, slow, or weirdly hard to convert, book an appointment with purpose. That's a call where you and I take a careful look to see what your real problem is. And one place we look is whether the real solution is more leads or stronger positioning.